Is this actually gonna begin? Gonna begin? Probably not, but let's see. Is it gonna make it to YouTube? Go to restream. Okay, so it says sending data. I believe in you, YouTube. Oh my goodness. Failed me. Let's see what Restream says. Go over here. Online. No watchers. Now it claims it's online. One person watching? Is that legit? Refresh the page and see. This is so screwy now. Gotta do a rolling intro. Okay, so we have one person allegedly on YouTube, but I just don't see it because my streaming software will not connect. Alright, let's open a new tab. Let's really try and crash this boat. And then we'll get into what we're doing. With audio. So what are you set to for a home screen? Okay, so it does say Brandon? Okay, so allegedly we are live. I can't see it from my live control room. We're just gonna go ahead and close that out. Alright, that being said, let's roll our live intro. And we're back. What a way to do things, man. YouTube, you are not being kind to people that want to stream. The new YouTube Studio beta, it's just sitting there dead. Anyhow, let's get on over, see where we left off with this. Quickly, is it really just, okay. I'm gonna say that is the dumbest design I think I've ever seen. If it just slides out, what's to keep it from popping out? They do have two screws here, so let's take them out. We're gonna get our backup rolling on this. While it does that, we will move on over to something else. Hopefully have some better news. I see what you're at. Where you Alright, so allegedly unlocked. There, finally. Alright, we're tied in with some cloth. Is it in the toaster? No, it won't. We gotta spin one out. Alright, so we're gonna get this thrown into the toaster, getting it back up going. And then we will. I guess we gotta kind of clear the bench to put this stuff together that we're gonna do. Right, come here, you. Ooh. What hard drive are you? PH? None of them, so you're not being detected at all. That sounds like a good time. If you can't be detected, we have a dead hard drive. Ah, there we go, finally. Okay, and it's F. We're backing up F. Let's do it. Gotta find out whose computer you are. Open the program. F. Drive F. Perfect. Long to. Tell me your secret. Tell me all your secret. Ah, big secret. Okay, well, I'll go with it. It's, we have to get a name on this thing. Okay, I can do that. Good name. Works. Folder. Hope I spelled that right. Use that one, back it up in the subfolder next. Check them all. Next. Next. Gonna launch it. Let it go. Let it go to town. Okay. Moving on from that, we have this here. We put it here safely without hurting anything. Yes, we can. Perfect. All right, so let's do a little revisit on. I think we'll need one of these instead of three. A little revisit on something. Here is, this is the Dell Inspiron 1545 from a stream or so ago. This might actually be on a stream that didn't upload. I have my co-host getting a hold of me. Yeah. We're podcasting later if you're watching this. Anyhow, we replaced the battery. This is the old one. It would not be detected, would not charge. Now, is that due to the broken DC jack when this end here got smashed in? You can see missing plastic, everything right there. Actually cracked. The DC jack's on a circuit board. Let me show you. It is on something that should look like this. Okay, so we have a DC jack. Let's take a look back here for general reference, just so we can tell what we're talking about. I looked through some computers. We had some that were close. It was just stuff was laid out in a different configuration, like VGA network flipped, USBs stacked horizontally instead of vertically. But we got this here. The one that's in the computer was actually cracked, broken, almost completely in two right across here. So it was actually split. I took and soldered everything back together to the best of my ability, scraped off all the traces, put a new jack in place, and then soldered everything that was broken plus all the pins. It will power the computer on. With a battery plugged in, it will not charge it, and with this battery in, with it powered on, it wouldn't even detect it. With the replacement battery here in, it does detect it. So let's see if we can get that battery charging with the new board while our data backup is going. No clue how many it's going to be. Still listing the files to copy. Objective, get this stashed into the Dell. If, and what's Restream say? Did I even change my titles in Restream? Maybe. Yes I did. Okay, fine. So again, I don't remember if this stream went out. I've been having major issues. Like, I've done everything to try and make whoever's in charge at YouTube or the FTC happy with the whole COPA, the Child Online Privacy Protection Act thing. I've set the channel to not creating content for kids, everything the way it should be. And it just, my channel is actually on hold according to Restream. Like, I couldn't stream to it. That's why streams were not going out, even though I had selected those settings. I went back over all of it again today. Hopefully it can be a little resolved now. Should be resolved. Put it that way, I guess. Where can we stash you? I'll throw them in there for now. We're running out of containers here. This is, oh, smashing the camera with my head. This is one of the benefits of recording a video and then uploading. You can cut out all this boring, mundane, as you tear it apart stuff. It's, you know, you can take a screw or two out on camera, then you come in, edit, put a transition in there, do the cut, some kind of transition effect or graphic, or time lapse. Time lapses are cool when stuff starts moving quick. But no, not when you do it live. But I do have to upload a few videos, one or two that were missed. Thankfully, Streamlabs now is literally recording. Every time I go live, it records. So I don't have to worry about hitting that record button. I could probably set that up in OBS or within a Stream Deck command. What? What are you and why won't you come out? There you go. Being difficult, that's all. Understand you're an old Dell. You should not be fixed. Your owner loves you very much. one internally, and it was dumb to do the thermal paste because I believe, no, I think we worked this in by kind of finagling the board in there. So we will get it back out the same way. I do know we need the Wi-Fi wires off. Let's take those off and pull them out now. That's one thing that does have to come out. Let's open this and prop it there. We'll go for, actually we gotta kick that back as far as possible, and now go for removing this two screws on the keyboard and start working your way into the computer. See our data still listing, so either an old hard drive or a massive like Internet Explorer, Chrome profile, whatever. Affected data. Anytime you're doing a data backup and it's taking forever, if it's not just doesn't start up, there's generally, not always, not 100%, I'm talking like 90% of the time, there's generally a reason why that data backup is taking a while. Lift all of you out. That can stay, this has to come out. You're out. Out. Wi-Fi wires and a few screws. Let's get the screws out. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Everything looks fairly disconnected. Feed the Wi-Fi wires through, white and black, and then we will crack into the case, take out our SD card and our whatever mini card slot, micro CIM, CMCIA, whatever it is. I never used that technology. Not much anyway. I think a wireless adapter. Alright, that literally fell open. When you get, I don't have a good side view on these, but you can see we're stacked up. We have a board here, then this one, and then our DC jack, whatever, our DC jack IO board, daughter board goes under everything. So we've got to tear it down layer by layer. Only 3 layers though. Three total, 2 that we have to take out. Alright, so the three main screws holding the motherboard, you're going to have two smaller ones that thread in just like the ones that same size that held this part in on, at least on, if you're tearing it apart in Inspiron 1545, it's like this, the same size screws here, here, and here. You'll have two of those here, and then a normal size that goes with the rest of the laptop there. Throw them off to the side and see. Yes, this is going to be the part. This is where we have to maneuver this board back out. And let's give a little pry upward and see. We don't want to pry hard. This copper will bend and kink. It already has some slight, not kinks, but bends in it because it transitions up from your graphics chip up to your CPU. Then you have another one to transition up to the higher ledge to go into the cavity where this goes into, so don't pry much, if at all. Alright, so I'm quickly becoming of the opinion that we're going to pull the heatsink and just reapply the thermal paste in an attempt not to break anything. Trying to save doing this, but break the little seal that we made with the thermal compound. We'll just reapply it, as long as we have some. Oh yeah, don't take much, just a little chip there. Alright, our motherboard should be out. Indeed. Let's disconnect and work on. I need the fan out. That. I know it was hard going in with the fan in the way, so let's pull the fan just for the sake of moving it. And we did have something. When this starts up, you can hear the fan spin against something, then spin down. Now that we're back in here, we're going to take a look, see what it possibly could have been spinning against, or just. So the fan is a little wobbly. Not bad though. It just seems like it is very close to this metal. Yeah. That's the sound there, listen. And you can actually see where the fan was rubbing, so. Is it going to be enough to help? I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to loosen our screws and try and flex the fan together and retighten the screws. We're not going to gain much, if anything. Half of a millimeter at best, but I doubt even anything just by squeezing it and then retightening these. But you know what? We will give it a shot. Okay, so there is some give in the sidewalls of it when it's not screwed down. I don't even believe that worked at all. Alright, so if this makes sense, and I don't know if I can explain it, this part here, when I put this back on, this was just spread out a little, and where the screws went in, kept it, instead of it being shaped that it was supposed to, it was just spread out just a little bit. All I did was squeeze it back in and retighten the screws, with the screw being tightened down, I guess, on one side of the hole versus the other. So there's tiny screws there and there. They don't have much room to move, but it moved a little and the fan is away. Can we flex it down and hit? Probably, yeah. If we press really hard, we can. But all we had to do before was just touch it, and it was scraping here. Now we actually gotta press hard, and we barely hitting pressing. So hopefully that works to keep the fan noise out. Let's get this board in. Data. 1.5 gigs it is going, but how long has it been going for? I do not know. So we will throw that back in to the big one as soon as we reassemble this. Alright, so here is the DC jack IO board. Let's try and give a shot of what I did where you can actually see. And we can still focus there. You can't see much of a crack on this side, but I did put the new DC jack in, did solder everything, then also grab the foot. And also, let's zoom in real close. See where I went around. You have your pins here, 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 there, there, and then two back here for the DC jack. All the spots in between. And this trace over here, that's one spot where there was a crack running across this board. The impact of it falling off of a couch had actually taken and cracked the board right in that area and pushed this whole piece, rocked it backwards. We have our replacement. Oh, different color. It's shiny. Look at that. That's shiny. Newer used hardware in an older, well-used computer. Not recommended. If your computer is getting to this age, throw it out already. Get something newer. It's going to benefit you much more. Some people, you can't talk out of it. But, dude, do you just refuse service at that point? Or do you try to... You can't keep everybody happy. That's one thing. Definitely not a good model to try and keep everyone happy. Really want to turn away customer for, yes, although a risky repair on an older, outdated computer, yes, it is definitely older and could be considered definitely outdated. Do you turn them away in favor of not risking anything on it, or do you try to fix their computer and say, hey, it's old, we normally don't repair this stuff. Hey, backup finished, I like it. Normally we don't do repairs on this old stuff. It is pretty risky. Getting this many years out of a computer is outstanding, and you're lucky. It is a simple fix. DC jack board. Should it be fixed though? Get something a little newer. Get up into the 2013 to 15 to maybe 16 or 17 area. It's getting ready to turn 20. 2020, and we're fixing a computer, I think, from what, 2010? October 2009, if the ROM was never replaced on this thing. If the ROM was never replaced and the hard drive, it is from 2009. Let's see, 2009 to 2019 is, let's do the math on that. That's 10 years, right? Going on 11 years on a laptop. Fairly good. This is an Intel Celeron, I think a T4400. That makes sense. Oh, we're missing a fan. Don't be a fool. Put your fan back in, boy. Put your fan back in there. Don't let it laugh at you. You're live. Don't let it laugh at you. Oh my. So I see the chat up. Chat is up. I don't have chat from Facebook. Go ahead. I'm going to go to Restream. Open the chat in a new tab. Back to the dashboard. Get the chat opened. Open in a browser. Very good. I'll wait on that to open. Go back. Now, if we don't make this same mistake again, we're going to go ahead and put this in. Keep all our wires up, and also our fan wire can stay up here. Do not like that. The way that feels, nothing, no way, no how. Attempt to put one screw in here, and then we'll go for the other one. This replacement DC jack is made slightly different state. Brighten it up a little bit. It gets dark when you start having the glares and the camera tries to auto adjust. Just lock everything. Find a good happy middle ground and lock everything. Lock the exposure. Okay, unless I'm missing something major, let's plug these few remaining cables in. Get our top case palm rest back in place. These all go on top, correct? Yes. Oh, look at that. Cart ahead of the horse again. Let's try. And that is in. Goodbye to our broken DC jack. Take a moment to feed our Wi-Fi wires back through this thing. And then when we flip over the bottom to reassemble there, we will reroute those. And that, all of our other wires should be about ready to go. Get it. This ribbon cable connected up. By you, looks good. In. And in. Alright, together. Got it. We have left a few screws here. Let's put those in. Continue on. Everybody's well aware what a Inspiron 1545 looks like. Case in point, directly in front of me. I used to want one of these until I worked on a few. They were good for their time, I thought. You could get them, I think they had them with a bunch of different options, processor-wise, if I remember correctly. I'm not saying I do. My statement may not be bankable. Don't try to take it to the bank. I could be wrong. My old monkey brain is breaking down. Quickly, I might add, very quickly it's breaking down. Go ahead. Don't like you, go under there. 2 screws here. See what we can do about putting our trim plate back on. There should be 2 screws to reattach it. They're both smaller. These. They reattach it. There a third we're missing? No, that comes through from the top. What are you thinking, dumb boy? Go ahead and goat head and reassemble this one. And it kind of is what it is at this point. We're not getting too crazy with the repair. As long as it can be plugged in, which is why I think she had it plugged in. If we can get some kind of And battery operation charging function back. That's a bonus for her. Grab a piece of tissue, paper towel here. We're going to wipe this off. We need to probably not. We could probably get away with sticking it back down, just putting a blob on there, but we don't want to do that. I can't remember if this other stream of when the actual teardown on this thing happened. I don't know if it got uploaded or not. If it didn't go live when we were actually streaming it, this is the actual fuzzball piece of whatever you want to call it that we pulled out of this, between this fan and heatsink. It was jammed in there. Generally save a piece of it, whatever, save the whole thing, tape it down to the work order to show the owner what was in there, also helping their machine run hotter. Some people don't. And some people maybe think it's a myth, making it up. How could that be in there? Believe me, it's in there. On some, it is in there. Let's put you back to bed. What is this? An SD placeholder. Back to bed as well. Optical drive that you have to flip over to have it work normal. It won't go in upside down for some reason. One try with it right side up. Get our 2 for the hard drive. And start on all of these ones for the join the palm rest, or the top and bottom case. Bottom, whatever you want to call them. We're putting them together. We did it. And we'll call that 3, 2, and 1. 3, 2, 1, done on that note. I suppose we can do this as well. Put you back. Alright, replacement battery. No. Replacement battery going in. You know what? Let's check the old one, see if it's even detected. Whenever we plug it in. No juice. Okay. This is to be expected. We knew there was no juice there. And we should get power. And alright, we have power. Power light. Good light on that. Okay, so battery cannot be identified. The system will be unable to charge the battery. Let's go ahead and power down. Not detecting. Good thing or bad thing, we don't know yet. Let's see if it complains about the other one. We have our replacement pack. This thing could just be wanting to screech in our ears all across the board, saying, hey, something's not normal, not the same. So far so good. Our computer is attempting to boot somewhat. It is mighty slow, so we will see. Possibly an error. We'll have 12 boot option. How cool would that be? Looks like it lit up. Internal hard drive is my guess. Alright, Windows 10 on the way. We are booting up. This only has VGA going out. I'm not going to worry about sending. Yeah, I'm not sending any video out to OBS. If we can lock these. Let's see what is the story with our battery. Okay. Worst case scenario, it doesn't charge. 43% available, plugged in, charging. Good stuff, good stuff. It's calculating. How long do we let it calculate before plugging it back in? Printer install. Installing a Kodak printer. Alright, lesson for the day. You were a dolphin. Just remember that. At one point you were a dolphin. I believe in you. Whether you do or not, I do. We're shutting this one down. Case closed for now. That was all we needed, was the power back on. We got the new DC inboard. Back to our super gateway. Alright, let's get our magic mats. Trusty black mats. Spread out. Alright. Coffee break. It is necessary. In browser. What's wrong with you? Alright, let's throw the gateway back on the bench. We did go ahead and put new thermal compound on, screwed it back down after we cleaned out the heat sinks. This one had a heavier coating on, this one was more spread out, bigger fan. I'm assuming that had a real light coating on, but they were both definitely blocked up. You could not see through either of them entirely, or at all really. Okay, we have a few things to put back, namely, we got our backup. One warning, one error. What is our warning and our error? So, the Google Chrome user data, something or other. Find out. Extend it out, it's a big long. Google Chrome user data default extensions with a big long random string of numbers back. Yeah, something running in the background JS. So you're certainly one of the things that is slowing this computer down software wise. That's fine. As soon as we reassemble you, getting some scans started on you possibly. Or if not scans, we'll scan the data and clean it up that way. Oh, what a nightmare. What a nightmare. We have a ground screw. I believe it went there. That one. Is there one more or no? I have a few other things to plug in. Wi-Fi? No, your Wi-Fi. We could put something else there entirely. Full size Wi-Fi card. Great. That's great. Really it is. We're going to plug in our SATA power back to our hard drive. I think that was a bad move. Can we get over top of this? Yes, we can. Okay. Nope. Correct move. That's the way it went. We ripped our black tape. This old cloth tape, when it gets old, it's not very cooperative. I don't have a roll of cloth tape. I burnt through all that a long time ago. Let's see, where were you? What were you out of something completely different? You don't even matter right now. Okay, we need... Why that wasn't plugged in. Moron. You dummy, what are you doing? So painful. So painful, some of this stuff. It's not what I meant. Thing is indeed touching down. Let's go. Go for it. So we gotta find a few screws in here that resemble the ones that we have taken out of there. Not mistaken, most of them will be these short, smaller ones. And I know I put it in the stream title. This is a... What is this thing even? It's been a while since I've seen one of these. A Gateway. Gateway ZX 6900 all-in-one. So it's an all-in-one computer. Quite a while since I've seen one of these out in the wild in operation. Go for the few more screws that we got to get this metal back plate on. I know there's some other trim plates that we have to put on here. We're going to go for getting this booted up and getting the work underway. And we'll recap on what the work. Oh, what was it? That it was running slow or running hot, and I believe they want Windows 10. I have no clue what's on it now. Don't make sense. Missing one, two. Possibly I have two sitting somewhere. 4, 5. Okay, so some of these. Did I really just put that in? There. Let's undo any that are like that, real ready to fall through. A big giant hole. I don't think those go there. If I did put them there, indeed. These only go to the smaller punch through, or smaller holes punched through this metal. That, skip, there. Why do I want to say there was one there, but probably not. There. One there. That's where the other one went. I do remember moving this wire. But if this is going to go in or not, it's a whole nother story. Oh, guess what I did? I'm a dummy. So, how are we gonna fix this without breaking stuff? Two, three. I'm gonna have to retrieve one screw from under here. I think we can, we got it. Wrong spot. Alright, let's go ahead and put these three back in, 3 or 4. Alright, let's try for some reassembly. What do we got? What do we got on this thing? How bad did he mess this one up, folks? Do you even believe it? I don't. Plug the hard drive in. Everything seems good. The fans are plugged in. The memory is plugged in. Let's go for the screws. And remembering what goes where, because we touched this last week. Alright, let's assume the big ones go for the leg or some other purpose. And that's going to leave us with a bunch of these long skinny guys. Let's start. Ah, yes. Now I know. Alright, we're just about done wrapping this up, putting this back together. I hope we didn't mess up. I hope we can still put that little heat shield, EMI shield, flash that metal screen looking thing back over that lid. without having to tear this back off. We should be able to. Well built computer, if I can say so. Although I don't agree with these super tiny plastic feet. This little plastic foot on the bottom. I don't like that. Not saying it breaks easy. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I just don't like it. If one would get cracked, I'm guessing the whole thing's gonna topple over. That'll be the end of it. Okay, we have a few of these to put in. Two of them massive. The other one's not so much. One, two, three, and four, and then we have the two by the where the actual foot goes on. Let's take a look in that area and see. Okay, 1 and 2, the bigger rubber caps. Right now, need a foot and a metal housing here. I think we're gonna go with it that way. Yes, indeed. And that's one. Perfect. I like it. Like it. Fits. Great engineering we're witnessing right here, right now. You do that flat earth conversion and tell me you can make it work better. You can't. Can't. I know it. Anyhow. Go a little more than finger tight when you're putting the legs back on. That's going to be like a wrist tight. You don't want your feet falling off of your computer when it's standing up. And let's find out the last two pieces of this mystery. Can he do it? Can it be done? Alright, we have that one there. That one there. Looks good. Looks good, folks. Oh. How does it not want to go in on that side? What malfunction is this? Let's find out. There we go. It worked. Okay. Last but not least, little getaway label. Let's take a look. It looks like it feeds in. That would be impossible. Okay. these over out of the way and go for full gusto on this one. We'll go, wow, that's not a very good, not a real great recline level. I'll just plug in some Ethernet. Actually, I didn't even look at what we had back here. What do we got room for? So we got Ethernet. We do have HDMI. I don't know if that's in or out. We have HDMI, whether it's in or out, we don't know. 4 USB 2s, audio in, out. You got your black or your orange subwoofer and line in, line out, headphones and subwoofer, Ethernet, eSATA, and a mysterious HDMI port. Make use of what we can, which would be our audio, power cable, and internet from our KVM, HDMI. Maybe we'll run that out to Streamlabs at some point. Or Streamlabs OPS, I guess. Slobs. Where are you? Power. Power on you. Alright, and we need a way to interact with this computer. We're going to go with our... Woo! Alright, we do have 2 USB. We'll go to the back. That way we don't have to worry if we're going to be plugging, unplugging drives. We don't have to get crazy back there all the time. We can kind of let it here. I think this is going to be a good place to leave it. Power button. That? Power button is a light bulb? Oh, it's over here. Okay. Like it. Let's let it fire up. Delete. Enter setup. Unless we missed it. Alright, so it is attempting to boot to Windows 7. That's horrible. We shut you back down? Can. Alright, let's go direct. We have the data. I'm going to power on. Which one is our boot menu? Tell us that again, please. F12 is our boot menu. And go for the USB SanDisk. Hit enter. I think this is a good place too. Leave it. Let's move to Super Sony. It is hard to see, but we're booting into Windows 10. We're going to kick off this install and let it get going. And wrap it up for the night. Podcast here in a little while. We are doing that. It's been delayed since Sunday, so let me read this paperwork before we just go crazy and start doing. Very slow, very hot. Deleted things. Low performance says would like Windows 10 installed if possible. Okay. Whoever you are. Got it. We'll do it. Agree. Trying it right now, as you can see. I know this ain't a great thing. Can this do HDMI out during a Windows install? Is it even worth trying? Is the headache worth it? Often I think no, it's not. I'm saying today, yes. Yes, oh my, it is. If it's not worth trying, then it shouldn't even be here. I'm getting messages left and right. I'm probably getting yelled at. Alright, HDMI, I'm not going to do battle with you all night. You either will or you won't go in. Okay, and it said will. Will. Mr. Flat Earth Computer Tech. It will go in. And check. Can it pull the video though? I doubt it. Very much so. Find out. That's the cam link front. We'll cancel that. We want PC repair, which is the other. No way in how it's going to pull the video. I know it already. Alright, so there you have it. No. The answer, no video. We don't even know if that's HDMI out back there. More than likely it is, but we have no clue. One down. Ah, we do have to keep track of these. These belong to this computer. We need to check out their product key. Wherever it may be. What are you rolling with? Windows 7 Home Premium. We're doing the digital activation. 10 home, 64-bit. Custom install. Anyways. Guess what? They're not going back to Windows 7. We're doing away with you. Actually meant to jump up there. Yeah, no repair. That's not a thing today. That's the last and final partition. We have a whole 596.2. What is that? 640 gigabyte drive? Certainly. Let's do it. Go. One of these was on the side. One was up front. What is this? A wireless card? Really? Perhaps keyboard, mouse? Who knows? Plug that in the back as well as this other one. In an attempt not to lose it. There we are. There we have it. Install going good on 3%. Good. Great, actually, for an old spinning mechanical hard drive. It's not a 5400 RPM laptop drive. It is a 7200 desktop hard drive, if I remember what I looked at from inside this machine correctly. Okay. We're going to leave it there. We have more fun coming up tomorrow in the daytime. Oh, wow, what is this? This is a monster blue computer. Who are you? My friend. We'll make you great again. And you as well. I know where I recognize this computer. Yes, I do. We shall see. We shall see. Did they stuff in there? We still have a few things with parts coming up that we need to get, done. Yeah. Let's try it. I made some new scenes today. The actual live intro. And I have the whole outro thing. Which if I hit it, I set up new scenes on my Stream Deck, like new buttons. Things to poke and prod at. You never know how you want to get to them. scared. You got to go from a distance. Get right in there and get busy, get to work. Anyhow, yeah. Windows installing is going to finish before we end this stream. We're at 62, 63, counting steady, so if I ramble long enough, possibly. Anyhow, that's it for the day. We got the Inspiron 1545 powered up with a proper DC board, not one that was broken and soldered back together. We got the battery in it, reassembled the gateway, new thermal compound, fans unblocked, so it should no longer running hot. We do have airflow, so that's good. Windows 10 being installed per customer's request. How well will it run? Will there be drivers for all the devices? More than likely, some Windows 7 drivers will install for Windows 10. If you don't know that, if you've never heard me say it, 100%, it is a real thing. Let's wrap this up. I got a podcast to set up for and do. This is your thing. If you're into this, your hobby, passion, this is what you do daily. Like it, you share it, fixing these things, tinkering, stuff work, making it great again. Not the country. Computers, making computers great again. Keep at it. Give somebody a hand. Like this, share this, get it out there. Where's my button? I'm gonna end it there. As always, if you click that link and come on over, thank you. I do appreciate each and every person now and in the future that sees this. Have a good one. Can't show you that. Can't show you. Never gonna show you what that was. Secret papers. Flat Earth conversions.